Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your weekly reading for you from August 25th to the 31st. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you are interested in purchasing a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com, or follow the instructions in the description box below. The website is linked there as well, and I look forward to reading for you. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Taurus, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So we are crowned with the Six of Cups reversed. We then have the Knight of Wands reversed. We have the Four of Wands, which is fantastic. We have the Five of Cups reversed. Interesting. Angels. We have the Death card reversed, which is Scorpio energy. Time frame October 23rd to November 21st. We have the Page of Wands reversed. We have the Seven. There we go. That's a seven. Siete. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles, reverse, angels, and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Okay, this is a spicy week. Just know that. Just know that this is a spicy week for you. All right, we have the Ten of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Three of Swords reverse, which I love. I love that. And then the Ten of Pentacles. All right, let me just make sure everything is in frame. Perfect. You can see it all. You see the top card. Oh, yes. Sorry, just smacked into my mic. Sorry about that. Okay. Perfect, guys. Yeah, it is a spicy week. Just be aware of that. You're going to be like, why do I have a bit of a temper during this week? Or why do I feel so on edge? Or, why is it also that I have a little bit of like melancholy? I want things to be how they were once upon a time. So just be aware of that. And it's like once we state that, like once we're like, oh, okay, I see it. It's like then it's done. It's like then we're done with it. It's like we called it out, and it's like okay, yeah. Now I'm moving on. We're also going to have a bit of difficulty with people being very stubborn, but not very well trained in what they're stubborn about. It's like no, I know the right answer, and it's like okay, but you don't and everybody knows it but you. So just be mindful about that. We can have, very fragile egos going around during this time too. So yeah, that can get a little bit messy. We're transforming. We're fighting a transformation. Why? Because we want things to be how they were once upon a time. And as soon as we say to ourselves, okay, that phase is done, that chapter is over, now it's time to move forward, that's going to be really important for us. And that's going to be really liberating. But there's also a sense of like secrecy, like people being sneaks. And there's somebody being sneaky behind your back, and just be aware of that. Like, I would say mostly at work, okay? And I'm not trying to make you paranoid or be like, oh my gosh, who is it? I know it's this person. No, it's like stay grounded, stay centered, let yourself evolve, let yourself transform during this time. Like, don't put yourself into a box. That's not where you need to be at all. Actually, you have to be very kind of like flexible, but almost like intuitive in your flexibility, where people are like, I don't even know how you got from point A to like point X. like how you did that. So just being aware of that, because if you let go of your ego during this time, it's like, I don't have to be right. I don't have to win this fight, but I am going to work on what needs to be worked on and see it evolve and explode, like, and explode in a good way. It's like take off, bloom, discover, become. It's going to be so liberating because we're going to become so powerful during this week with this. But it's going to be like a masterclass in keeping your cool, where people are losing their heads, and following what you want in your life and being really focused on that. Also opening the door to the spirit world, which seems really super spooky and scary to us right now for one reason or another. That's going to be really important. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say. Now, if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, there are a few things that you have to do. You have to like, you have to comment with a butterfly, and you have to subscribe. Commenting with a butterfly lets me know that you want to be in the running to receive a free reading, because if you don't, I don't know. And yeah, and I would assume you didn't. So that's going to be the case. Like, comment with a butterfly, and subscribe. So let's see here. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is, motion reverse. We can feel stagnant. We can feel like things aren't moving. It's not going the right way. We can also see where people are running things off rails, where people are taking certain situations, certain ideas, and just like lighting it on fire. Like, that fire sign energy coming out, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and being really reckless with things. So we can feel like things are stagnant during this time. So just being aware of this is going to be important. We want things to be moving, but we're also going to have really high expectations, and kind of pulling things back and saying, let me take the steps forward and be proud of what I am achieving instead of setting the goals so high. So just be aware of that. It's not dumbing it down. I know some of us are going to be saying, you know what? No, I'm not going to lower the expectations because, things need to get done. And I understand that and I respect that. But what Spirit is saying here is that we can feel stagnant. We can feel overwhelmed. We're going to be dealing with some sneaky people during this time that can derail things, and we're not going to be patient. And if we let our frustration take over and really focus on where we think we're supposed to be and how quickly we think we're supposed to be moving, it's going to be very discouraging to us. And then we're not going to be able to get anything in motion, and it's just going to feel like a wasted week. So just being aware of that is going to be important during this time, because that kindness, that compassion that you're showing yourself is going to transform you. It moves us then to our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides. Here we have flexibility reverse. This is the sacral chakra. This is our sensual energy. This is our creative energy. And it's not surprising here that we're having a blockage in our sacral chakra, because there's a sense of the energy is supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be like that. And we're going to be very clear and decisive in things, like a little bit rigid. And this is going to be a time where we need to release the rigidity and embrace the flowing of a stream, right? Embrace the endless movement. And that's going to be really important. So also with our body, one of the ways that we can really work through the blockage in our sacral chakra is to work on the flexibility of our body. We can also tap our tailbone with an open fist, just like this, and tap our kidneys. That would be very beneficial. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And this is the 9 of Cups. This is a wish that we had, kind of a cross your fingers wish that doesn't come true. And we'll be thinking, oh my gosh, because that wish didn't come true, I'm not heading in the right direction. I'm not doing the right thing. We're not going to see that another wish that's equally as powerful and equally as beneficial has come true, because we get caught up in like, why didn't this one thing work? So do be mindful about that. That's being more flexible with our energy. And again, we have a bit of rigidity during this week. There is also this real energy of, I want people to come to the table and celebrate me. And you might find that a lot of people are jealous of everything that you're achieving, how you're moving things forward, how you're going after things. So just be aware of that there's a jealousy to you. So not to you personally, but like aimed at you, where people are like, oh, well, I wish I could do that. And I wanted to be able to do that, type of thing. So do be aware of this. We're going to be nostalgic. We're going to have the past kind of wrapped around us, and we can find it to be, beautiful. Like, oh, I love that time, but sad because, you can't go back. So just being aware of that during this time. I always find like I just feel like a little bit like, oh, I could cry. Oh, I could cry. And that's the energy here. It's like, oh man. So calming ourselves and being really present in the now and trying to make this moment and this time in our lives as beautiful as possible. That's going to be really beneficial for us. And that's going to be really beautiful for us. We have a bit of a temper during this time, and people have a bit of a temper during this time. Again, we're in the ending of a Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde, ends on the 9th of September. And so people's tempers can be a bit spicy. We have Uranus. I believe Uranus goes stationary or retrograde by the 2nd, and everybody's all over the place and everything's all over the place. And we're so done with this, Taurus. We're like, I don't like this energy. I don't want to be doing this anymore. And yet everybody brings their spiciness to us. And we're like, oh my gosh, just stop. We do have the Four of Wands, so this is really great for us. It's new beginnings, it's prosperity, it's celebration, and that's why people are jealous. It's like you have the Midas touch, you have a magical way of looking at things and bringing things together, and people are like, well, why you and not me? So just be aware of that. With the Five of Cups, change your mind, change your life. It's going to be harder to see the positive in it because we're kind of done with shoveling everybody's manure. We're like, no, this stinks. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And if we can acknowledge that frustration and, release it or find a way to raise our energy vibration by laughter, by, by doing things that really make us happy, whatever it is, but we're going to need to raise our energy vibration. And that's by just surrounding ourselves with joy or looking at things and thinking, I'm so glad I'm not you. Like, I'm so glad I'm not whomever it is that is having the worst time, that is being so frustrating, that's being so cantankerous, that is making things so hard. So just being aware of that, just say that to yourself when you're looking at people and you're thinking, why are you making this so hard? Just think, I'm so glad I'm not you. I'm so glad I'm me. I'm so glad I'm beautiful, powerful Taurus. And it moves us then to the Death card reverse. Spirit is knocking on the door. Not in that malevolent or like spooky way. It is really in that way of like, hey, you want to talk? You want to talk? You want to know some secrets? I got secrets for you. And it's going to be really important to open up that door and to say yes, because we're going through a time and we're moving into the age of Aquarius. And we're going through this time of deeper understanding of ourselves, of a deeper connection with spirit, of looking at where we need to be for what we want in our lives. And so connecting with spirit is going to be really important. We can also have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Scorpios right now. So do be aware of that. Again, time frame October 23rd to November 21st. Yeah, November 21st. So being aware of that, but also like a sense of I'm not letting anybody judge me, right? Yeah, the great equalizer, the Death card, is the balancer, the harmonizer. But I'm not letting anybody judge me. I'm not taking other people's egotistical, statements and making them my truth. And that's going to be really important because we're learning to stand in our power. With the Page of Wands reverse, we're having a hard time connecting with our inner child about what we are passionate about our fire and our tenacity. Now we can have a young fire sign energy in our lives in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But wow, they're pushing the buttons. They are pushing the buttons. But they are also making us stand in our fire and in our fierceness, and also showing us maybe even a temper that we don't like. It's like, oh, okay, let me stand and let me try to react to this in a different way. But there's going to be something here where it kind of like harkens back to your childhood, and then there's going to be a frustration brought forward. So just being aware of that is going to be super important, super liberating as well, because it's going to be a light bulb moment. And with this young fire sign energy, there's this real like fervency to them, like there's this real fire to them, but they don't know how to hone it. And you will be surprised at the loyalty you will receive if you help this person hone their fire. Okay, not so much with the Knight of Wands. They need to stumble and fall off their horse a little bit, so just be aware of that. But with the Page of Wands, yeah, that's definitely the case. The loyalty of, oh, I can see all your potential, but it's like raging around you, it's like a little bit of a storm is around them. So we need to hone it. We need to stabilize it. With the Seven of Pentacles reverse, there's a sense of like, I'm not patient, and I need to be patient during this time because this is Earth side energy. This is us. And we're just not patient this week. It's like we're frustrated. We want things to move forward. But if you step back and said, okay, well, this is the time frame that I'm supposed to be getting everything done in, or this is the time frame that I'm expecting for XYZ, it's like, oh, well, that was silly of me. You know, look how far I've come. Look how well I've done. So do be aware of that. With the 10 of Swords, it's overkill. All right. There's something here where it's kind of being blown out of proportion. Do be mindful about this. But there's also a sense here of taking all the bull that has happened, right? All the nonsense that has happened, and we are the bull, right? So that is kind of funny. Taking everything that we have learned and resurrecting. You know, this is my minor arcana death card. We're better with the death card, with the connection with spirit and the connection with transformative information on a smaller scale. When it comes to the bigger scale, we're a bit overwhelmed by it, so do be aware of that. And we're resurrecting from a place of doubt and fear, from the place of overkill, from a place of everything's kind of like just a little bit too much. It's like too much. I don't want to do this. And we're going to find that we're walking and we're starting to walk a path we never thought we could walk. We never thought would be open to us, or we never even thought of. It doesn't mean that like, oh, I never thought I could become, you know, a lawyer or a doctor or this or that. You know, it's like something very prestigious that people always think of like, oh, that's what success means. But it's like, I never even knew this career existed. I never knew you could make money off of it. And I never knew that I could be this. And again, it doesn't have to be a career. We tend to like to think in that sense, and that statement of if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. It's not true. It's not true. We'll get frustrated and annoyed with anything that we are doing. We are human beings. It tends to be the case with us. So here with the Two of Swords, you're starting to see a path that you never imagined. And again, it doesn't have to be a career path. It can be a hobby. It's going to be something that sparks immense joy within you. And it's going to open up the doors to what you really desire in your life and to where you need to be. And as it does that, you're releasing so much heartbreak, so much pain, so much of the I can'ts, and you're starting to heal. And it brings us then to this place of generational blessing, of prosperity, of success, of bounty, and of this real sense of, oh, but this is me. This is where I want to be in my life. You know, this is what I was made for. And so this week, even though it's kind of crazy, right? There's a power and a force to it that reinforces your worth, your power, your tenacity, your success. And that shows you with the 10 of Pentacles. It's like, no, this is generational wealth. This is everybody looking at you and being envious. It's like, wow, I wish I could be Taurus, right? We saw that energy before from spirit. But there's also the sense of, these are my talents. And I inherited this. Like, this is part of my Akashic records. This is part of my deeper story. This is part of the family that created me, raised me, loved me, nurtured me. However a family came into our life and are those people that we deeply rely on, this is that energy moving us forward. And that is beautiful, that there is such a sense of, and now I step into wealth and prosperity. Now I step into success. And now I step into a deep understanding of who I am. It moves us then to our energy, our spirit energy. And here we have, dependability reversed. And so there's somebody that we were depending on, or something that we were depending on that couldn't follow through. And subconsciously, that really scarred us. So just being aware of that. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a business relationship. Like, it doesn't matter what relationship it was. It's the first thing that comes into your mind when spirit said this. And it's like, oh. And it's like, oh yeah, those did leave scars. Like, wow, that hurt me more than I thought it did. It moves us then to our chakra message. I love this. I love that it's going right over the death card too. I think that is just terribly funny. This is the third eye chakra, and this is psychic development. And that's what we saw you warring with during this time, right? Spirit connecting with you, like, hey, let's talk. I have secrets to tell you. And we're like, whoa, no. I like my feet firmly planted on this ground. Like, this is too woo-woo for me. I'm not doing this. And Spirit's like, oh, but I think you are. I think you are, Taurus. So that's going to be really, really fun. Just have fun with it. Just have fun with your tremendously blessed abilities. It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of. This is vampiric energy. This is energy that drains. This is energy that says, that's your wealth, but I want it. You know, I want your prosperity. I want your success. That's a lot of what we're dealing with this week. So do be aware of that. And then we have La Forza, the Hermit. Yeah, no, this is the Strength card. La Forza. Yeah, this is the Strength card. And what we're going to see here, why I had to stop for a minute, I was like, okay, reverse them, right? Roman numerals. But this is 11, and it's going to either be Justice, but in this deck, it is the Strength card. It's usually Justice, though. So here, this is Leo energy reversed. We could be having a hard time with Leo, but we're also having a hard time with bullies. And we saw that throughout this reading, right? Egos getting in the way, people being very bullying. So just, kind of calling out that energy. But there's also a sense in ourselves of embracing our strength. And strength does not mean that, it has to be that yelling, fierce, big muscle, like strength. It is going to be something so much calmer and a little bit alien to our world, where everybody's like, "Oh, but this is what strength looks like," and you see like the big muscly people, in the big, pickup trucks and just like everything bigger and louder and more. But I always think, and I know if you're part of this family, you know the story, but I always think of the women in my family when I think of strength. I think of my great grandmother who was in her 90s, when I knew her. I think of my grandma. I think of my mom. And we're not tall people. We're not big people. You wouldn't sit there and think like, oh, wow, yeah, they're super, super strong. But there's a strength to them. Like, it just really, I think of my great grandmother. And there was a strength to her that was so fierce and so powerful and so unbelievable. And that's what it is. It is the strength of people who have lived through life and, taken its punches and not been broken or hardened or like, destroyed by it. And that's something, because most people cannot say that. Okay. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself be calm and centered and have the most wonderful of weeks. I love you all. God bless. Bye.